Good news, morons! I don't have time for your bullshit! Hey, Brad. Oh, do I sound crazy? Oh, shit. Hold on.
Test, talk. Talking and testing and talking. Test. Are you recording?
Yeah.
It didn't look like it.
Huh?
It didn't look like it. Double check. Oh, Brandon does help.
He does help. He does do things. He does make my life easier.
Ogre heads.
Yeah, ogre heads. My the thing that has the VST plugins that controls like the background noise and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it makes the mic sound staticky or like electronic.
Yeah.
It's really weird. But all you have to do most of the time is just reset the mic a couple of times. So, hi, Brad. That was probably really loud. Do I not have any filters on that? Must have taken them off. I'm going to decrease it just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I like it.
That's pretty good.
Oh, thank you for the trolls who came into my chat first thing. I love banning people. It's my favorite pastime. Good shit.
How often do you find that you have to ban people in your chats?
Not very often, but I don't suffer it during the podcast. Like, I'll bullshit with them a little bit if I'm streaming by myself, but I'm doing too much to pay attention to them right now.
Yeah.
So. A couple of douches coming in, dropping gay jokes and stuff. You want some Burger King greener? All right. I'll be right on it. Yesterday I was doing an Australian accent for like an hour.
On the stream or just in general?
Just in general. Yeah.
It's always funny when you get stuck in an accent and you can't get out of it.
Yeah. What are some accents that you do that you get stuck in?
I do the Watto voice, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I talk like that to my daughter and I can't stop. And I'm like, please, you got to stop me. I can't quit, you know? I just keep going. It's just too much fun, yeah?
Yep, Brandon got Hardee's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were just 2 seconds too late, Brad. I'll let you know when I need a band, though. You can be my band bringer. The Irish and Indian. You get stuck in the Irish accent. It's a real easy one to get stuck into.
Yeah.
I don't do Indian accents. I mean, very often. Like, I can do one, but I just feel super racist while doing
Yeah,
it.
the Indian accent's one of those that you feel racist for doing.
But at the same time, like, all of the Indian actors that you're seeing on the television, they all have straight up American accents.
Yeah.
But put them in front of a camera, and all of the sudden, they're doing the Indian accent. We're straight from the... What's the river? The sacred river?
The Euphrates?
No, that's in Egypt.
The Tigris and Euphrates
Yeah.
rivers? Those are the only rivers I can remember.
No. I don't remember. Ganges, yes, thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. What's up, Big the Asian? Yeah, Aziz. All right. All you fools ready to start?
Mm.
Too bad. Do you want the mustache on or off? You don't remember that one?
From C-Lab, right?
Yeah.
I do, but I don't remember anything about it.
It's the blonde. Murphy is sleeping with the blonde, and he's had a mustache on the whole episode. He's like, "Do you want the mustache on or off?" And she's like, "Off." Too bad. Calling you a fool. Here we go.
The sun is shining, so why binge in here when you can do it out there? With this clever little app called Audible, you can listen to the stories you love while doing the things you love outside. Everyone's doing it. She's binging, they're binging, and so is he. So put on your headphones, turn on Audible, and binge better.
Prepare yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 178. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this luxurious Wednesday evening, Earth date, January 2nd, 2019. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with me, as always, my co-host, Brandon Fulls. Hello, Brandon.
Hello, Remington. Say
Say
hello to the bread. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Not bad. Has your new year started off good?
Yeah, it's been all right.
Did I make it any better just now?
You did.
Good.
See,
I'm
it was tepid, and then you did that, and it raised it to the next level.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe this next year won't be so terrible.
Yeah. It's brand new horizons, biggest futures, things, words that make people feel good about doing more in the new year.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You're like one of those inspiration a day calendars.
Yeah, the inspirational words. That's what I was looking for.
Things to make people feel better. Words.
The word that makes people feel good. Inspirational.
January 2nd.
January 2nd. Fork knife. Pah. I played Overwatch last. My 10-hour stream was an Overwatch stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You played Overwatch for 10 hours?
Pretty much.
Jesus.
I edited the podcast for 4, and then... so 4 hours was edited. But we can talk about that here in a second. Hold up. I lost my train of thought. We'll get back into the swing of things. Hold on. So what have you been up to?
I have celebrated Christmas and celebrated New Year's
Yeah.
since we last recorded.
Yeah.
I got a new game that I've been playing a bunch.
So wait, what was was the last episode the 23rd? I didn't get it out until like the 28th. I didn't get it out until a week later, right?
Right.
Okay. So yeah, the holidays were busy, but yeah,
Mhm.
go ahead. What was it you did? I'm sorry.
I've started playing a new game I
Okay.
can talk about called Dead Cells.
Dead Cells.
It's like a side-scrolling beat-em-up action game
Okay.
that's a roguelike. So the levels are procedurally generated. It's never the same twice when you play it.
Is that what roguelike means?
Yeah, roguelike means it's randomly procedurally generated.
Okay, gotcha.
Based off of the like 80s game Rogue, which was one of the first games to ever do that.
Ah, okay.
So there you go.
Yeah, because you've mentioned that a lot because you play a lot of roguelike games
Mhm.
and you seem to be a big fan. And I just never really looked up what roguelike meant.
So every time I've said roguelike, you've just been like, yes.
Yes, Brendan, yes.
But yeah, so it's super, super difficult. It's been compared to like a side-scrolling Dark Souls,
Okay.
and it is very punishing and unforgiving.
Oh, nice.
So I've been enjoying a lot. I probably put 4 or 5 hours into it over the course of like a week or so.
God, we need to get you set up. We need to get you set up so you can stream. Especially if you're getting frustrated and you're like, oh, fuck this game.
I get like that a lot with that game too.
I want to see it. I want to see it. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Yeah?
I didn't do a whole lot. I did absolutely zero for New Year's.
Yeah. You were hanging out in our Discord just being like, hey guys, happy New Year's.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
all alone.
I was trying to get anybody to fucking talk to me.
Well, see, that is an unfortunate side effect of being sober now, is that everybody else is out drinking and doing a party thing and what have you, and unless there's like sober parties going on that you can go and join up into, you kind of get stuck at home doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it also, a lot of times it gets worse if you get older and you're homebodies. Like, we went out, but only because we were told to go out.
Mhm.
Like, otherwise we would have been at home and you could have come over and celebrated the new year with us.
Yeah,
So next year,
that's what I'm doing.
yeah, even if we do happen to be forced to go out again, I mean, don't get me wrong, we had a good time. I'll come to it when I talk about what we do. But you can just sit at the big screen and cuddle the pup and sit around in your underwear and whatever, man.
So this is what I'm going to
Mikasa es su casa.
This is what I'm going to be doing this time next year is sitting alone, cuddling a dog in my underwear
in somebody else's house.
in somebody else's house. Yeah.
Yes. I'm 100% down for that.
That's where we foresee me.
What game was it?
Dead Cells.
Dead Cells.
CELLS.
Okay. There you go, Brad. Did nothing but watch Twitch and you loved it. He said he'll come down next year. Have an ogre night party, which I imagine he meant night.
An ogre night party.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, an ogre night party.
You should be on the podcast because that's way cleverer than anything I've ever thought of.
Yeah. Nye. I don't know what are you talking about, Nye? Oh yeah. There you go. Just get on Discord. You can join the voice chat.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh my god. Cilantro. New Year's Eve. Oh. We see you came up with the clever thing
Yes.
inadvertently.
I'm back on top.
you're the bee's knees, buddy. Cilantro, thank you so much for the follow, my dude. He is a new addition to the Lurk Squad.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I think this is the first time that we've been live since Brad, if you do !SO wet cilantro or at wet cilantro, it'll give him a shout out. People can click on his link. SO for shout out.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go. Your turn to ask me.
So Remington,
Yes.
what have you been up to?
I also did Christmas. I spent the 20th. We recorded on the 23rd, I believe, and then like right after that, I started making rock candy or hardtack. I made several batches of that, and then broke into making cookies. And the idea was, because I've lost my job, we'd just do cookies because, belts are going to be a little tight. Of course, we still ended up buying presents for half a dozen people, so
Yeah.
kind of defeated the purpose, but whatevers. Absolutely, Cilantro, you're welcome. Well, that's just it, Big the Asian. I made like 7 batches, I think, of rock candy.
Yeah, you made a
Yeah.
shit ton of rock candy.
So we had okay, hold on. Cinnamon, of course, because you have to. Blueberry, blackberry, wintergreen, black cherry, root beer, and I think there was another one, but I don't remember what it was. Because that's 6, but I'm pretty sure I made 7. Blueberry.
You already said blueberry.
Did I? Okay, never mind. Blueberry. Rock candy. Hardtack.
Blueberry.
Hardtack brand. Or Brandon. Bo.
Brandon. That's if Brad and I combine together.
Yeah, if you became one
we make
person.
Brand.
Yeah. I don't know how I'd feel about that. I'd lose my best friend and my brother, but I'd gain a
best brother friend.
A best brother. A brefriend. Brofriend.
A brofriend, yeah.
Yeah, there
you go.
Yeah, I portmanteaued my way out of that one.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Enough chat. Sorry. After that, I made a bunch of cookies. Like I said, we had just a slew of different cookies as well, and Rice Krispie treats, and dipped
pretzels.
Thank you. Chocolate dipped pretzels.
Yeah.
And then we went to the family's houses. I forgot to take the rock candy to Vanessa's. So Vanessa and Mom have not received their rock candy. We forgot to take it to her dad's. So everybody on that side didn't get rock candy. So we only remembered to bring it to her mom's. And then, of course, it was here for D&D. So I made you guys take some.
Yeah.
Only you didn't. You son of a bitch.
I like rock candy, too. I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah. You were ready to get out of there.
Yeah, I was.
You made like a tree and got the fuck out.
I was tired. I'm always tired of D&D.
Hold on, let me mute my phone before we get too much further. Why? I love if this then that, but sometimes it doesn't freaking publish when we're live. It pisses me off. There we go. Old Thad is yelling out there. All right, sorry everybody. What was I talking about? Oh, the rock candy.
Yeah.
And then we had New Year's. We went to a Shriners New Year's party where Ginger's stepdad was playing in his classic rock cover band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what we were doing.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were at the Shriners for New Year's.
Yeah, for sure. It turned out, because we had never been up there, it's up where the Mountaineer used to be, which was a family restaurant locally owned restaurant here that used to be 24 hours, and then they banned smoking, and then, well, there was a transitional period where they made a smoking section that had to be separated from everybody.
Yeah.
And then they completely banned smoking in establishments, and they went from 24 hours to standard restaurant operating times to closed.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, if you shoot up that one of those roads up a hill, there's a Shriners Club, and we had never been up there before, and they have this neat little statue. Well, that statue ended up being a Pokestop. So we would go outside periodically to get the Pokestop while we were there. So yeah, we're still very lame,
Yeah.
even though we were at a New Year's party. I also they have a projector, and God bless them, bunch of old guys with a system that somebody else was paid to set up. So they didn't know how to get the source, the HDMI source, switched over to watch the ball drop. So I saw two old guys standing there just scratching their heads and being like, "Oh, I don't know what to do here," you know. And I was like, do you guys want some help? See if I can do it? And they were like, yeah, by all means. So I jump in there and looking around, and they have a HDMI splitter box.
Mhm.
And I was like, pulled it forward and looked at it, and I was like, okay, there's a source button right there. So I hit the source button until it came up. That's all it was.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
So,
You just described 90% of what my job entails.
yeah, hitting the source button.
Yeah.
Hitting the reset button.
Finding something, having people who have absolutely no idea what's going on. And even then, I'm confronted with a problem that I have no idea before it's the dumbest solution ever.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, oh, your Wi-Fi was turned off. I don't know how many times scratching my head over why a laptop doesn't work before it's like, oh, your Wi-Fi button's turned off.
Yeah.
Somehow you turned it off.
Yeah. Somehow you hit that physical button that they insist upon putting on laptops.
I think
Yeah.
it's for like planes and stuff.
I guess. Or you just close your laptop.
Yeah, but the Wi-Fi would stay on if you close your laptop.
Does it?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Just go into your settings. I mean, especially if you have Windows 10, it's so easy to turn it off.
Yeah.
You open up your notifications thing and you click the giant button because Windows 10 is based off of a mobile platform.
Yeah.
So, dummies.
I watched the CNN coverage with Wizard in the Wardrobe on New Year's Eve.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was texting her over Facebook the entire time, like, oh my God, is that really Jack Black? Look, it's Gwen Stefani.
That's cute.
It was fun, but that's how lame my New Year's Eve was.
Well, to be fair, hers was just as lame.
yeah,
So,
to be fair.
Yeah. You both are very anxiety ridden. You guys could have probably gotten together, but have been weird.
Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
weird. Well, and our friend Jimmy invited me out to a bar,
Oh, yeah?
but he messages me at like 11:15 at night and is like, "Hey, you have 34 minutes. Come out here." And it was on like fucking South Side.
Yeah.
I would have to drive. It's like 11:15 at night, so there's gonna be cops everywhere. I
Yeah.
don't want to deal with cops.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Nah, I'm not coming out, man."
That's
Had he
funny.
gotten a hold of me earlier, I probably would have.
Yeah.
But yeah, like 11:15, 11:20 on New Year's Eve, I'm not gonna go out driving 20 miles away.
Yeah, for sure. If I would have thought of it, I would have had her mom buy you a ticket as well, and you could have come.
Mhm.
But I had completely forgot. Yeah. I go along with things. Ginger tells me that I have something to do, and then she's like, "Hey, don't you 20 minutes before? Hey, don't you remember we have this thing that we needed to go do?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, you told me about that. Let's go." So I get ready and I go because I forget. From the south side or the north side? I don't remember. Probably north side, Brad. I don't remember.
What is it?
Brad was asking if he was from south side or not.
Oh.
Yeah. Probably not.
Were you born with like a layer of filth and grease over your body? If you were, then you're from South Side.
Oh, that's judgmental.
I love how every town has this too.
Yeah.
This particular rivalry. Like South Side is no dirtier than North Side.
Yeah. For
North
sure.
Side is a lot more dangerous than South Side, I feel like,
Yeah.
especially downtown.
Yeah.
But no, North Siders always have this like, oh, you're from South Side? Ugh.
Yeah. It has to come from the whole northern person mentality
Mm,
of like north versus south
yeah.
of all the way, that's what I feel it is.
North is just better in every way.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, goodness gracious. So yeah, New Year's, Christmas, we covered them both. So we're good to go.
Did you get anything cool for Christmas?
I got a lot of cool things for Christmas. I got pants.
Oh,
I got
cool.
underwear. Yeah, I'm wearing both right now. They're khakis. Not
They
showing you
just
my
look like
underwear.
every pair of pants you ever have owned.
That's because they are.
Do your underwear look like every pair of underwear you've ever owned?
They're a little brighter.
Ooh.
They're not dingy from wear. Which one is inside and which one is outside? What, the north and the south, or my underwear and my pants? I could wear the underwear on the outside because they look like superhero underwear. They totally do. Check that.
They do look like superhero underwear.
I think I'm wearing the blue pair right now.
They're green or blue.
They're
Maybe
blue.
it's the lighting.
They're blue. It's the lighting. Let's see here. I got Monster Manual for 5E.
Yeah.
I got some power tools. So I got an impact driver. I'm so excited to get an impact driver.
What is an impact driver?
So an impact driver is kind of like a screw gun, okay? Except that it has this action where it kind of pounds like a couple hundred times a second as it's driving. So say you're cinching a bolt down onto a wheel. You want that to be really tight because you don't want it to slip out.
Mhm.
You don't want it to loosen over time because a bolt will do that. So an impact driver, you usually set it onto the torque drill's essentially what it is. But a lot of places here use an impact wrench to put a lug nut on. But yeah, I got it. I figured it out. It cinches it down really tight, tighter than you'd be able to get with your hand,
Okay.
and tighter than you'd be able to get with a drill as well, because that extra pounding action it's almost like it's hitting it really hard and really fast to get it to continue to tighten down. It's also really good for driving screws into hardwood. That way you can really get them set in there so you don't like hit a knot and get stuck halfway through. What?
This all just sounds so sexual.
Woodworking is very sensual.
It's going to be pounding and hammering. And
Yeah.
You don't want to get stuck halfway through.
Nope. You want to go all the way, baby. All the way. Let's see. Got that. I got a D&D hoodie.
Ooh.
A red pullover D&D hoodie.
Is it just the D&D logo?
It's
or is
just
it...
the and.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just like the dragony and that they have.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah. And then all sorts of other just kind of bits and bobs here and there. So did you get anything cool?
I got some cool stuff from you. I got a Dueling Ogres hoodie.
Yeah.
I got a Kobolds Lives Matter shirt.
Yeah.
And a Star Wars shirt.
Yeah.
And then plenty of cookies, which I have finished already. Thor and I finished them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice. Did you put a piece of bread in there like I suggested?
We ate them before I even needed to put bread in there.
Oh, okay. They were still soft?
Yeah.
Good.
Except for the sugar cookies. The sugar cookies were like concrete.
Yeah.
But I just soaked those in milk for a while.
That's fine. You like I said, you can put a piece of bread in there for like 12 hours and the moisture will pull into the cookies and it'll soften especially those sugar cookies.
Mhm.
It'll soften them right back up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they're really good that way.
But yeah, I had a good Christmas. Nothing really stands out particularly well.
Yeah.
I got new shoes from my parents. I got an Amazon gift card.
Yeah.
Bunch
We
of
we got a lot
sweets
of
and
gift
stuff.
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was nice too because I'd rather have gift cards. Of anything for Christmas, I want to spend time with my family and get gift cards if you insist upon getting me something. Because I buy everything that I ever want. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if I need it or want it and I can afford it, then I purchase it. Otherwise, I don't get it.
That's kind of how I am too.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are like that anymore. It's like this it's the instant gratification thing. you
Yeah.
know,
Well,
that we
especially with
suffer
the
from.
ease of being able to buy stuff online.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I mean, you just click, and it's done.
You can
and
just
it's
click
ordered.
through our Amazon affiliate link and buy whatever you want.
Exactly. You can use that constantly. That way, we get a little stipend, a little kickback, if you will. Jiggler, thank you so much for stopping in, saying hey. How's it going? We don't talk a lot to the chat while we are doing the stories and all of that. We'll check in occasionally. So if you feel like we're ignoring you, don't feel too bad. It's just how we do the live stream of the podcast.
Yeah.
That way we can keep the flow going without interrupting too much. So
Yeah, it's a tightrope we got to walk.
yeah. Okay. So you ready to get into some stories now that we've recapped our holidays?
Yeah, sure.
If anybody wants, feel free to let us know what you did in the holidays in the comments below. Huh. Don't mind me. Just gonna, while you're looking something up. Or whatever you're doing. Making sure the little elastic cord was where it was supposed to be. Oh, goodness. I don't know. I don't remember what we were talking about that would count a fart.
Would what?
Count a fart. Brad said I farted. Does that count?
I farted too.
Brandon had beans. He had chili.
I'm not even sure it was chili that you're supposed to eat or whether it was chili you're supposed to cook with. I don't know.
What?
It was like Hormel chili. I feel like that chili is used predominantly for like hot dog stuff.
I mean, you can, yeah. Hormel's just like a real cheap chili.
Don't judge my chili.
I'm not. I use Hormel all the time. I'm just saying it's a cheap ass chili. It is most certainly not for hot dogs only. Oh, what you did for the holidays. He farted.
Oh.
That's what he did for the holidays. Man, all this talk about flatulence really makes me need to fart too.
Don't do it. It's too small in here.
It's like yawning, only with my ass. What's up, Rain? Ooh, yeah, Hormel is good with French fries too. That's a good point. It's good content. Talking about different kind of chilies, Asian.
Oh yeah.
People pay big money for chili talk.
I bet we could get a chili podcast going.
You think?
Yeah.
We interview people from all around the world.
We interview people from around the world. We try our own chilies.
Yeah.
We make chili.
We make chili. We try chili.
I feel like the episodes would
We
be
do
good.
chili live.
We could do the episodes in like digestible little 30-minute chunks.
Yeah. Digestible. I like what you did there.
Yeah, see?
It's good stuff.
We wouldn't make any jokes though. We'd be very serious about the chili talk.
Yeah, there would be no jokes whatsoever.
These beans are causing you flatulence, Remington.
That's exactly what beans do, Brandon. There's a lot of fiber in them. That fiber is hard to break down, which makes your stomach work harder.
Remington, let me ask you a question here.
Do you rate chili by flatulence? Do you rate chili by flatulence?
No, I don't.
Neither do I.
I rate it by deliciousness.
Yeah, me too. Or how much crackers I have to put into it.
Mhm.
I like a really thick chili.
I put corn chips in mine.
Do you?
Yeah.
Sometimes I've tried it, but I don't know. I don't like it when a corn chip gets too soggy. So you have to eat it fast while it's still kind of crunchy.
Yeah.
For me, anyway. I don't mind if my crackers get soggy. That's fine. But if it's a really thick chili, I won't add crackers to it at all. Yeah. So, like tortilla or Frito?
Tortilla.
Tortilla. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, tortilla. Although Frito would work.
Yeah, I feel like either they're so similar.
Well, and their Fritos are usually a lot more salty
Yeah.
than a tortilla chip.
Which is the salt content is what you're looking for. The salt content and the crunchiness.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. Do your thing again.
Do you have problems getting women to dance naked for you?
Is this the start of your first story?
No, I'm just making conversation.
I mean, not generally, no.
You can typically do it pretty easily.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, for some of us out there, not pointing any fingers or anything.
With a voice like this, Brandon, pennies drop.
And then the bodies start dancing.
Like the bass. That's slow gyrating porn music.
Oh, that was terrible. That was just awful.
Thank you.
A 350-year-old magician scroll, including a spell that promises to get women to dance naked, has sold for $28,215 or 22,000 pounds in an auction in the United Kingdom. 350-year-old magician scroll.
Like an actual wizard? Or a magician as in doves.
Like a wizard, like doves.
So not doves, but
like
doves.
Doves.
Doves. Yeah.
The manuscript is said to have been owned by a magician who was part of the, quote, Cunning Men of Essex, a group famous for practicing magic. Oh, look, we're the Cunning Men of Essex. Come watch us do magic.
Excuse me,
now.
sir. What guild are you from? I'm from the Cunning Men of Essex. Oh! I stand corrected, sir. I shall leave you be. I wouldn't want you to curse me.
Do you want to watch me make a woman dance naked now?
Of course I do, sir.
According to the Mirror, the dense 47... Fuck.
Brandon Talks, take 2.
According to the Mirror, the dense 476-page text also offers wisdom on how to make someone fall in love with you.
476 pages?
Yep.
I bit my tongue while I said that.
Lose weight and know if a sick person shall die. The spell reads, are you ready? This is how you get a woman to dance naked for you.
Okay.
Here's the spell right
Okay,
here.
I'm listening.
When there be a full moon to inscribe in fresh wax or speak the words, Allah Imala, and the lady will dance.
So you have to write the words in wax during a full moon?
Or inscribe in fresh wax.
Or inscribe in fresh wax.
When there be a full moon
Okay.
to inscribe in fresh wax or speak the words, Allah Imala.
Okay, but it has to be during a full moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want a lady to dance naked for you any other time, sorry.
So, okay, I feel like... Brad. Oh my God, I'm dancing now. It only works for ladies. So what are you trying to tell me, Brad? Do I need to lay some bad news on Charlie? So I imagine this fine British gentleman in his like button-up shirt and vest with his top hat and monocle, right? Inviting a lady over for the evening, popping a bottle of sherry or whatever, and
Mm.
oh, excuse me, it seems that I need to get some cleaner glasses for you, madam. And he heads off to the kitchen and he's got like a candle lit. And he just pours the wax onto his countertop and writes "Allah Mala" in wax during the full moon. And then
Yeah.
he comes back out and she's just like, was that porno music better?
Yeah, that was better
Okay,
than
good.
whatever the fuck the other one was.
Was dropping the bass and the panties. That is one of my favorite noises ever.
That's my porno music. Here comes the shirt off. You don't even need a musical background. The person taking their clothes off can just be the one making the noise.
Yeah, for sure. Really feeling the groove out of
Yeah,
it.
this is nice.
This is good.
Among other written wisdom, so this is good for you, Remington.
Okay.
If you want to make a woman fall in love with you, make her a nice broth made with pig bones.
Mm.
Write her name on parchment and throw into the fire, on which you cook a broth of herbs mixed with pig bones and share with the lady.
Mm. So they're encouraging you to eat burned paper from a soup.
No, you throw the parchment into the fire, on which you
Oh.
cook a broth of herbs mixed with
Oh,
pig
okay.
bones.
So you write her name? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. So it's like burning her name in effigy
Yeah.
to imbue her sexual desires into the soup.
I did a Wiccan ritual.
You did.
I forgot to talk about
You
that.
did. This was during the Christmas season. The solstice was on the 21st.
Yes.
Yes. So
And stuff like this has a lot of power, like names and burning names and
Yeah.
all that has a lot of power from what I've learned.
yeah, exactly. So what made you look into Wiccan? Just
My daughter's mother is into like Wiccan stuff and numerology and horoscopes and all of that stuff.
okay.
Stuff that I kind of consider to be crap.
Right. Yeah.
But she made me like a gift bag and handwritten instructions on how to burn like this candle to celebrate the new year.
Yeah.
So I had my daughter and I was like, yeah, why not? We'll do it. Let's try.
Yeah.
My daughter couldn't give two shits. She was playing Minecraft the entire time.
Sure.
So picture she's 11, she's playing Minecraft, and I'm on the floor beside her like, honey, I'm sprinkling the sage now. And she's like, okay, Dad. But yeah, it involved...
Well, if it was good for you, that's all that matters.
I mean, I felt cool after I did it. I'm not switching to Wiccan anytime soon. I
Right.
don't feel like the ritual had any sort of relevance on my life,
Uh-huh.
but it did make me feel better,
Yeah.
I guess, because I was doing something neat.
Yeah. Doing something different, exploring and expanding your horizons, even if
Yeah.
you do think that it's crap, you know?
I had to like take my wishes and fears and tape them to the bottom of a plate.
Yeah.
And then I took a candle and put it on the plate and dripped wax where the candle would stick.
Right. Yeah.
And then I sprinkled around the edges of the candle in a circle sea salt mixed with a bunch of herbs that my daughter's mom had put together, like cinnamon and some other stuff.
Yeah.
And then some rose petals and then some scented oils.
That's pretty cool.
And just let the candle burn.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it was neat.
It'll be interesting. Now, can you tell me your fears?
No, because they're gone now.
Oh, okay. Good.
No, I mean, my fears were just general fears, you know?
Yeah.
General fears everybody has, especially coming into a new year.
Giant spiders.
Yeah, giant spiders. I folded up like probably 5 or 6 fears, and 90% of it was just giant spiders.
Yeah.
Writing them in different ways. Capital letters, giant spiders, lowercase, drawing a picture of a giant spider,
Yeah.
catching a giant spider to entrap inside this paper.
Yeah. Well, that's good. At least you won't be attacked by giant spiders this year.
Yeah, well, and I'm not super worried because a giant spider is only a 2/4 with reach.
It was a Magic the Gathering joke for anybody who was paying attention. Wow.
Yeah, I'd like to think I'm at least a 2/3.
That's ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah, this whole thing's
Anyway.
ridiculous. So what do you think about this magic scroll selling, Remington?
That's really interesting.
For £22,000.
And it was, what did that translate to?
$28,215.
So 28 grand.
Dude, this is 100%. If I was a millionaire, this is the kind of shit I would buy in a second.
Oh yeah, absolutely you would. I'm not going to say that I wouldn't, but me being the person that I am, I really think about things before I go and buy them. So like, I will sit and I will stew about it for months sometimes on whether or not I want to buy this thing.
Yeah.
So in this instance, I wouldn't have been able to, unless I knew well in advance that it was coming up on auction.
Well, and from the story too, I didn't write this part down. They expected the scroll to sell for about $1,000.
Oh yeah.
They didn't expect it to sell for nearly as much as it did. So somebody out there really wants to be able to have women fall in love with them and have them dance naked.
Yeah, for sure. Which, I mean, kudos to them. Those poor bastards. I mean, somebody should have told that guy that would have bought a lot of hookers.
Well, I have a feeling somebody who can drop $28,000 on a magical scroll probably doesn't have as much of a difficulty getting women to dance naked for them as perhaps you and I may.
I have no problem whatsoever.
I guess I'm just projecting myself onto you.
Yeah.
I'm projecting my insecurities.
Which is fine. I have so much security that I can take some of your insecurity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
I'm secure AF.
Yeet.
Yeet. Oh, God. What a stupid fucking word. That's a good story to start off with. Mine aren't nearly as good. What do you want first? Oh, this is a good little segue. I like this. Wait, is that two of the same thing? Oh, no. Okay. Sorry. I gotta blow it up so I can actually read.
Sounds like too much work. It was a lot of work.
Yeah, for sure.
There was like 5 fucking pages of instructions.
Yeah.
I started reading them and was like, oh, God. This is a lot.
This is way more time than I want to invest in anything like that.
The spirits are rolling their eyes at me. They're like, really, dude? You can't read 5 pages?
Like, seriously.
You were on cracked for 3 hours last night.
Not on crack, but on crack.
On cracked. Yeah. Cracked.com.
Yeah. Gotta clarify, Brandon.
You're on crack, but just for 3 hours.
I just don't want to fucking read 5 pages, bro.
I feel like 3 hours of crack is like, you're doing all right with your life if you can just do crack for 3 hours and that's it. Like, what'd you do last night? I was on crack for 3 hours.
Well, if you're doing crack for 3 hours, you would be dead.
No, I assume you're on crack.
Oh,
for 3
so
hours.
you're feeling the
So you
effects
do,
of
like-
crack. one hit of crack, one I don't know.
One yeet of crack.
We're coining new uses and terms for the phrase yeet.
It's the only word I know that people use, that younger people use now.
Yeah.
And I don't think they really use it that much anymore either.
Yeah.
I think we're behind the times.
That's fine. Thank you for dabbing on stream. I appreciate it. It's good stuff. Yes.
This podcast has gone off the rails stupid.
If you can afford crack for 3 hours, you're doing all right for yourself. Amen to that, brother. That's what we do constantly when we're not on stream.
Just crack.
It's that podcast money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolling around in it.
Yeah. Speaking of getting ladies to drop their panties and dance, a new book came out about the Beastie Boys. And there's an audiobook version of it as well. So, for those of you who are 90s kids, 80s, 90s, because Beastie Boys, what, 85, 83?
I have no idea, but Beastie Boys were definitely 80s.
Yeah. I'm friends with old people dabbing. Are you calling us old, Rain? Because if you are, you can get out of this chat room. Yeah. Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Quit derailing me. Chat. You
You're
jerks.
talking about the Beastie Boys audiobook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, Beastie Boy, or a new book about the Beastie Boys came out. There's an audiobook version of it as well. Now, like I said, 80s, 90s, throughout the 80s and 90s, the Beastie Boys were like the premier white boy rap group.
Mhm.
I just unstoppable. And even if you weren't a fan of their music, you more than likely knew at least one or two songs.
Everybody knows Fight for Your Right to Party.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's like the anthem of the day. What were you a big Beastie Boys fan, or did you just
Not
enjoy
really.
it?
I mean, any
randomly?
Beastie Boys I've heard, I've enjoyed, but
Yeah.
it's not a band I've ever gone out of my way to listen to.
Yeah.
Except for No Sleep Till Brooklyn. I do love that song.
Really?
Mhm.
That one actually gets old for me. No Sleep Till Brooklyn kind of gets old for me.
No Sleep
Yeah, Till Brooklyn.
Till Brooklyn.
Yeah. No. Sleep Till Brooklyn.
What's your favorite Beastie Boys song then? Do you have one?
Um,
And don't say Intergalactic.
why not?
Because that one's so cheesy.
So, I mean, just because it's cheesy doesn't mean I can't like it, or
Is
it
it your
can't be my
favorite?
favorite. It's currently my favorite just because you told me it can't be. Because fuck you, Brandon.
No.
Yes, Intergalactic.
Okay.
Actually, I think that is the one that I was thinking of. That's the first one that popped into my head.
It is a good song.
Yeah. So anyway, this audiobook. This is from I love this website name. This tagline is fantastic. I've never been here before. Kotk.org, home of fine hypertext products. That's brilliant. I love that. That's beautiful. Yeah, I think it's this guy's own personal blog, actually. So this fellow Kotke, Jason Kotke, I believe is the if I'm pronouncing his last name right. Wrote his own kind of review of the book itself.
Okay.
He says that he's only been a casual Beastie Boys fan. And then he has a little excerpt here with a style as distinctive and eclectic as a Beastie Boys album. Beastie Boys book, which is what the book is entitled, upends the typical music memoir. Alongside the band narrative, you will find rare photos, original illustrations, a cookbook by Chef Roy Choi, a graphic novel, a map of Beastie Boys' New York, mixtape playlists, pieces by guest contributors, and many more surprises. Now, the audiobook version is 13 hours long. And he goes on to say that there's as much a mixtape as an audiobook from an all-star cast of more than 36 readers, including Mike D, who is from the Beastie Boys, and Ad Rock, as well as Steve Buscemi, Elvis Costello, Chuck D, Snoop Dogg, Will Ferrell, Kim Gordon, LL Cool J, Spike Jonze, Pat Kiernan, Talib Kweli, I think that's right, Bette Midler, Nas, Rosie Perez, Amy Poehler, and many more. So I'm going to play an excerpt of Mike D. Yeah, just a small excerpt. This is 7 minutes long, but I doubt that I'll play the whole thing.
Okay.
So this is Mike D doing his thing.
Black Flag at the Peppermint Lounge by Michael Diamond. Back in 81, the area near Times Square was straight up suspect. The Lower East Side, where we often hung out, may have been more dangerous, but Times Square was somehow much scarier. On the Lower East Side, the drug dealers were busy with a steady stream of dedicated customers. They were not hustling us, whereas in Times Square, it was always on full display. A carnival of live sex shows, porn theaters, and third-run kung fu movies attended by feral masturbators. Not a hood that we would visit for pretty much any reason, until sometime in January or February 1981 when it was announced that the Peppermint Lounge, a club on West 45th Street that was renowned for being an incubator for the dance craze The Twist in the early 1960s, would be hosting the first ever East Coast performance by Black Flag. I fucking love Black Flag. Before I got their first EP, Nervous Breakdown, I had listened to many hours of punk rock, but this was something radically different. Noisier, super aggressive, and dissonant, with lyrics filled with paranoia and anger. Some of the ingredients had existed before, in bands like the Stooges, the Ramones, Black Sabbath, and the Dead Boys, but no one had put it together into anything like this. I mean, at the time, I had absolutely no frame of reference for Greg Ginn's incredible guitar playing. It was like some terrifying alien assault of squeal. When I listen now, it has more in common with the free jazz of Archie Shepp to me than the crunch of Sex Pistols' Steve Jones. As a 13-year-old, I couldn't really compute, but I fucking loved it. Nervous Breakdown was...
So yeah, there's a small excerpt from the book.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. It sounds like it's just going to be a crazy interesting read. It's so weird to look into other people's lives who have just experienced or done so much.
Yeah.
You know, he was talking about 81. I think they were just like barely getting started during that point. Because that was like the beginning of where we were really getting a lot more punk bands going, like coming over from the UK and getting the influence over here in the States
In the 80s?
in the early 80s, late 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like 75 or 76 or something when punk was really starting to pop into the States, if I remember right.
I'm not sure, which you'd think I would because I love punk music.
Yeah, so do I, but more pop punk, I guess, just because I like there was a lot more there's a lot more minors and stuff in like hardcore, like grunge pop or grunge punk or hardcore punk in
A lot
general.
more minors?
Yeah, like minor, and I like major stuff, like major
Oh,
keys.
okay.
And, yeah. Yeah.
I thought you meant like underage people. It's
No,
like, that's
no.
a strange,
music.
strange
wise.
reason to like punk music.
What can I say? I love kids, especially when they're talking about curb stomping somebody. Jesus.
So I think this is actually something I'm going to buy.
Oh yeah,
Just from hearing that, like the audiobook version.
yeah. I love the audiobook versions of stuff. Of course, we've talked about it before, but I've listened to most of Terry's books now as an audio version, which was much easier for me nowadays than sitting down and reading a novel.
Yeah.
And I feel like I did a pretty good job at retaining a lot of the information as well, which is something I was a little worried about. But if anybody wants to check out the Beastie Boys book, you can actually click on the link in the chat, or there will be a link down in the show notes for anybody who is listening after the live show. If you want to check out the live show, just keep an eye out for us on Twitch. We usually go live Tuesdays or Wednesdays, sometime between 2 and 5.
Yeah.
Usually. Whenever we can get together and do it. So, and if anybody in chat needs that link again, just type !audible. Should be able for anybody to use that. So.
You want me to hit you with another story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now I have Beastie Boys stuck in my head. Okay, so there was a digital billboard in Florida, Remington. You may have seen this story because it kind of went around a little bit.
Actually, no, I don't think I did.
Are you familiar with digital billboards?
Yes.
Like big TVs, basically.
Yeah. They're even coming around here a lot
Really?
more. Yeah. Well, it's like there's a bug place right up here, right next to McDonald's. They have a digital billboard now.
Huh.
Have you not paid any attention whatsoever? Oh, okay. Good job, Brandon.
Nope. I pay attention to what's in front of me when I drive.
You are just too safe, Grandpa.
But there's a digital billboard in Florida that the internet got a hold of. The internet managed to hack into it.
Oh my God, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And changed a bunch of images. My favorite of which was a picture of a cute, adorable little corgi with the text balloon that says, "Satan is the one true God."
Oh.
Let me see if I can find a picture of it for you here real fast.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Yes, please do. Actually, let me see if I can find a picture of it. I like how this is typing it in caps because I have caps lock on.
Satan is the one true God. Oh, the pictures are hilarious.
Oh. All right, let's see if I can get them up here. Hold on, I gotta pull up the chat so I can switch it. Chat. Hold on. Guys, hold on. Guys, hold on. Guys, hold on. Guys. All right, there we go. So here on the live show, you can actually see the billboard that Brandon was talking about. So for our listeners, we have it says dog friendly patio, the bistro, Grand Oaks restaurant, and it has like a little plate that has a burger and some fries and such on it, and then it's got a little corgi with a thought bubble that says Satan is the one true God, like Brandon said.
Yeah.
So what are some of the other ones, Brandon?
That's really the only one that I could find in the stories.
Oh yeah, that one was just so out there that's the only one that people wanted.
This is from Pathos. In one case, there was a picture of a gorilla referring to himself as a naughty boy.
Okay.
Another mocked the idea of connecting a billboard to the internet, which is also very true. This is the part of the internet that I love.
Yeah, the weird one, the
weird part of the internet that once decides to hack into a billboard to make an adorable corgi, thinking the phrase "Satan is the one true God."
That's weird that nobody else got any other pictures of the other things that you were talking about.
Yeah, there's just that one.
Yeah. That's funny.
This is from friendlyatheist.pathos.com. They asked the Satanic Temple what they thought of the revised billboard.
Yeah.
Spokesperson Lucian Greaves.
God. Yeah. Sorry, Lucian. I know you're listening.
Greaves.
Lucian Greaves
had this to say.
Do you want me to read it? Unless you want to mimic the voice that I was getting ready to do. Is that the this right here? The emboldened one?
The whole thing is his full quote.
Oh, okay, I see it. Lucian Greaves. While it is obligatory that I point out that Satanism's anti-theocratic and non-theistic religious beliefs render comments regarding a one true God rather anti-satanic from the Satanic Temple's perspective, it's impossible not to be greatly amused at the idea of a happy corgi praising Satan on a billboard, causing a frenzied outrage even among the supposedly inoffensive miles of billboard admonishments against abortion with fetus images splayed across them, creationist insults against reason, threats of damnation, and crosses littering the horizon. Surely, the only lesson to be gained here is the one related to internet security.
Yeah, I read that quote from Lucian and we're like, you're so close to making a good point, buddy.
Yeah, so close.
But then you have to just go off on your Satanic Temple rants again.
Yeah.
And I love the Satanic Temple.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they're not actually about Satan. They're about separation of church and state more than anything else.
Yeah.
They're a shock group.
Yeah, for sure.
There's the Satanic Temple and then there's the Church of Satan are two different groups. And one of them actually worships Satan, I believe.
Yeah. It's so weird, though, for sure. It was a good... And that was during Christmas, right?
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, that story was from 6 days ago. God, that story. Every time I see it pop up, I'm like, God, that sounds so bad.
Right. Okay. So here we're going to get into it. Speaking of hell, Brandon.
All right.
Speaking of the devil. Have you heard about the new Spawn movie that's being made?
I've heard it sounds joyless.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm going to talk about.
I've heard that Todd McFarlane.
Are you just going to spoil my story for me? Is that what's going to happen here?
No, I don't like Todd McFarlane.
Do you not?
I've seen interviews with him and he's so full of himself. And he has a right to be to a certain extent. I
Yeah.
mean, he really created a lot of what the 90s were about as far as Spawn goes.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm going to draw a bitchin' cape and give him fucking chains and you guys aren't even going to know what I'm doing with it. Like, that's Todd McFarlane, basically. Denim jacket, flipped up, and just... He's a douche. I don't like Todd McFarlane.
Fair enough. Brandon.
Although I do have a Todd McFarlane poster on my wall at home. The only poster that I
of
have.
Todd McFarlane, or
No.
because
like a tiger.
that was going to get
really.
that was going to cause me a lot of questions.
I hate him so much. I've got to hang it over my bed so he can watch me at night.
So I can just furiously masturbate with a burning fire of hatred in
Are you
my
watching,
eyes.
Todd?
Are you watching me, Todd? I love that there's a full view of my crotchal region right now. So everybody got the full
Oh,
effect
yeah, you
of
really
me.
got the full effect there,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
for sure. Yeah. Well, sorry about that, everybody. Anyway. As you were getting ready to say, Todd McFarlane has been quoted as saying that the new Spawn movie is going to be joyless.
Yeah.
He apparently is not... God damn it, Brandon. You gassy motherfucker.
We so sorry.
This is a fucking...
You're gonna
resonated through the fucking chair.
you're gonna have to burn this chair, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh, jeez. So in an interview with the Nerdist, Todd McFarlane told them that there is no joy. There's going to be no fun lines in it, and it's just going to be this dark, ugly 2 hours worth of movie, which is essentially what a lot of supernatural/horror movies are anyway. There's not a lot of funny in them. And that seems to be a weird hurdle for a lot of people in this city. I assume he's talking about Hollywood.
Yeah.
To get over, because they sort of go into a superhero/Avengers default all the time. So this article is from GameSpot. They go on to say, and to be sure, Spawn is a dark character in the comics from which he originated. His alter ego, Al Simmons, is a CIA operative killed in a fire whose soul is sent to hell for knowingly killing innocents as part of his government work. as part of his government work. He bargains his soul with a demon to return to Earth to see his wife one more time, only to find out that years have passed, she's moved on, and he's now a demonic creature. Things go more anti-hero from there, and there's angel and demon mythology for Spawn to deal with, which is pretty fitting with McFarlane's supernatural R-rated take.
He was also quoted at one point as saying that Spawn will have no spoken dialogue.
Yes. Yeah, they actually mentioned that in here as well. And I'll get to that. But dark and the the article continues, but dark and gritty superhero movies have struggled as of late, at least in some cases. Darker takes on DC Huber-Heroes. Wow.
DC Huber Heroes.
Huber-Heroes. That's a fucking spoonerism right there. Darker takes on DC superheroes, mostly from the creative direction of Man of Steel director Zack Snyder, have been met with derision from fans and critics, while lighter, funnier Marvel movies have seen massive success. The most recent DC superhero movie, Aquaman, takes things in a lighter direction, and it has overtaken the highly successful Wonder Woman at the global box office. So Spawn might face an uphill battle with audiences by going in a super dark direction. So McFarlane is writing it. He's directing it as well, I believe. Yes, and it's being produced by Blumhouse Productions.
Okay.
So
it's being produced by a company that makes horror films.
yes, exactly. They have made a lot of horror franchises, like The Conjuring, for instance. So, I mean, obviously, this isn't something that you're particularly excited about.
No, not really.
Yeah.
But I've never been a Spawn fan anyway.
Yeah.
I like the toys. The McFarlane line of toys are always super cool.
Yeah, the toys are awesome. I like the art. You know, I think McFarlane's art is enjoyable. It's weird.
Oh yeah.
And it's weird but clean, you know, for the most part. So I always like the art, and I definitely love the toy lines. But as for the storytelling, meh.
Yeah.
That's how
I mean, I would never disparage him as an artist because he's a very talented artist.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But just the quote,
and for the people out there who like that kind of writing, you know, then there's no problem with that either. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, well, just the quote, like, it's going to be dark and joyless, and it's going to be 2 hours worth of nothing but darkness. It's just, ugh.
Yeah.
That's the Todd McFarlane that I hate.
Yeah. It's just, you're not, to me, that isn't doing nothing to sell your movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, spinning it that way, like, that's not how you spin a horror movie either. You don't go into a horror movie and say, this is just a dark, gritty movie full of dark grittiness.
Yeah,
that doesn't make me want to watch it. Like, show me the twists and turns and a couple of the jump scares and, you know, sell it to me.
Well, and then his surprise that Hollywood studios want Avengers-style movies.
Yeah.
It's like, gee, I wonder why they want
Yeah, maybe because they're making
movies.
billions and billions and billions of fucking dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
If a formula works.
But if it's made on the cheap, you know, I could very well see Spawn making its money back.
I can't see it being made on the cheap, though. You know, that's... Even the original Spawn movie with Michael Jai White and John Leguizamo, it had some pretty heavy effects to it.
Yeah.
God, John Leguizamo is the clown, though. So good. He was so good. Do you remember that movie at all?
Oh, yeah.
His performance in it was the only thing that was really, really fantastic for me.
You don't really see John Leguizamo in a lot of stuff anymore.
No, you don't.
Which is a shame because he was a good actor.
Yeah. I mean, Michael Jai White was good in it. You stack up against John Leguizamo being in a squatted position for hours on end.
Yeah.
It's hard to get around and still giving the performance that he did. You know, whether or not he loves or hates that performance, that was a damn good performance.
Mm-hmm.
This time out, Simmons will be played by Jamie Foxx, who has wanted to play the role for years. And it's possible, like you said earlier, that Spawn won't speak out loud in this adaptation in order to make him all the spookier. The movie is expected to start filming in the summer of 2019.
But it says that it's also due out in 2019. Which is currently in pre-production and due out in 2019.
That's true. So which is it? Which is
So
it,
they're going to try
GameSpot?
to start filming and put it out in 2019.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That doesn't speak highly for the movie.
No, it doesn't. I mean, if you can be on top of it, like if that's the only thing that Todd's going to do and he's just going to hit it hard and fast, it's possible. You know, we've come to a point where if you can get effects to where you are happy with them, or depending on how he's shooting it even, where you don't actually need a lot of like CGI effects, if you can get away with practical, or for the really close tight camera angles that you don't need a lot of CGI to sell the story,
Yeah.
then you could probably get away with doing it in a year or a half a year. It's possible, but like you said, there may be some suffrage from it. There could be a typo in there that maybe they mean 2020.
Yeah, that's true. Because that's pretty
Good.
That's pretty early to
Yeah.
try to release a movie.
Yeah, it is. That's a very short amount of time to do a movie.
Mhm.
Unless he has all of the extraneous stuff pre-planned out, like the soundtrack and, you know, the other stuff that you put in afterward, you know. And if he thinks that he's going to be able to do the post-production like that. you
Yeah.
know. The Manga Kid, thank you so much for the host. Very much appreciated. Sorry, I have to do my shout outs.
It just came out of all four holes.
That's what she said.
Oh, you.
We're squeezing segues out of him.
Yeah, we are. So sticking with movie news,
Okay.
Aquaman is on track to become the highest grossing DC movie behind Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. I still haven't seen it. I really do want to see it in
Yeah.
theaters.
We should go see it.
We should. We should go see it right after this.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I'm not doing that.
Damn it. I'll have to talk to Ginger. Maybe she'll want to come.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go this weekend or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Brandon keeps farting in his chair.
In your chair.
In my chair. It's his chair. It's his chair now.
So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of news as far as Aquaman goes outside of that, with it being on track to being a super heavy earning movie.
Yeah. Definitely watch it in the biggest screen possible. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot going on. That's the one thing about the Aquaman movie that I'm not super excited about. It looks super busy.
Yeah.
Especially the underwater scenes, because there's all fucking the technology married with all the shit that's under the ocean. Like, it strikes me as something that is a smorgasbord for the eyeballs. You know?
I've seen it described as a spectacle.
Yes, a spectacle. Smorgasbord or spectacle. I don't get to use smorgasbord that much.
I don't get to hear you say it that much. It's weird.
Yeah. So
So yeah, that's about it as far as Aquaman goes.
Yeah.
Neither of us have seen it, so we can't really speak to it at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think it's interesting that Aquaman is coming up to be one of the highest ranking movies in DC.
Well, and you know, from the reviews and from the trailers and all of that, it is, you know, it is a different movie than the other DC fare that we had.
Yeah.
You know, Wonder Woman was a good movie, but it wasn't as much, or it didn't seem to be as lighthearted as Aquaman seems to be.
Mhm.
So I knew that Aquaman was going to be good as soon as I saw Batman recruit him. You know?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just Jason Momoa just sold it. He was just right there and he did it. It's so good.
And the trailers really sold me on the movie too.
Yeah, absolutely. Manga Kid, are you still there? The Manga Kid is one of our British Lurk Squatters.
Oh, really?
Do me a favor, brother. Go to lurksquad.com and click on the button on the top right hand side and fill out a thing and sign up on the website so you're on there. Please. I'd very much appreciate it. I'd like to have as many of our members represented on the website as possible. Thank you. I love you. I miss you. Have you been streaming? If you have, I have not caught you. Or have you just been super busy? Both of us are primarily Marvel fans, you know. Batman is like my only DC guy. And I don't like the treatment that he's gotten over the past few years. I feel you, man. That it happens. Well, I look forward to tuning into your stream soon then. I missed your laugh. I missed your scent. When this is all over, I think you and I should get an apartment together. He took off to take a pee because I was talking to chat, I believe. I have not watched the new Spider-Man. That's the other thing. As much as we are Marvel fanboys, we don't get to the movies very often. Brandon tends to wrestle with his anxiety when he goes to the movies, and I just usually don't have the money to go. Are you? That's cool. So which Spider-Man were you talking about, Manga Kid? Are you talking about the animated one? Or are you talking about has the second
Far From Home?
Yeah.
No.
No, that doesn't come out until
April, I think.
Is it? Okay.
So he's got to be talking
Spider-Verse.
about Spider-Verse.
Yeah, he's talking about Spider-Verse. No, but I have heard really good things about Spider-Verse. So that's another one I want to see. Damn.
Yeah.
Ooh, which one should we see, Brandon?
Spider-Verse, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's the one I'm more interested
God damn
in.
it. We need to go to the Marietta one. We'll just catch them both.
They released the script for Into the Spider-Verse online for free.
Oh, really?
You can go and read the script right now.
I don't want to read it. I want to watch the movie. That's a good call. That's a good call, Rain. All right, you're up.
I just said the Aquaman story.
Oh, did you? Oh, I'm drunk. Never mind. You're not up. I'm up. Can I tie Aquaman into anything that I have? Excuse me. Yeah, I can probably tie Aquaman into this. All right. Back into stories, guys. We'll catch up with chat here in a few. Oh, fuck. What did I...
What have you done?
I hate it when they put links to other stories in the fucking H1 tags. Okay. Speaking of unknown territories like the sea, Brandon. This is hold on. Oh man, I got to do the space news. All right, don't talk.
Okay.
I'm going to get into some space news. There's a lot of work for that. I need to move the fucking...
Yeah, that was a lot of bouncing back and forth.
Oh, my cam is off now. It's fucking weird. Well, thanks, man. What are your views on the Avengers and Captain Marvel trailers? We have talked about at least the Captain Marvel one at length in a couple of the previous episodes.
Mhm.
Not the last one, but I think the one before it.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Did we touch on the Avengers one? I think we touched on it, but I don't think.
Yeah, I
we...
believe so.
Yeah. So, space news. The New Horizons probe is like farther out than anything that we have done as humans.
Right. It just went past our universe, right? Or past our galaxy?
Past our solar system.
Past our solar system. Past our space worlds.
Our galaxy
Okay, just shut up and continue.
is 30,000 light years, I decide.
Mm.
And I mean, granted, we're on the tail end of it, but it's still like 6,000 light years to get outside of our galaxy.
Mm.
So, do you think they'll kill off Thanos? Manga Kid asks.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do.
I think so, yeah.
I don't think they will. The Mad Titan does not die easily, but he might sink in like he does in the comics, where he just kind of disappears for a while.
Well, and here's a spoiler for the comic. In Infinity Wars, he ends up living on a farm. Just like living the simple life of a farmer.
They allude to that in the trailers, where he's walking through a field.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So maybe that is what happens.
Maybe. We might have just spoiled the movie for you.
In the comic...
Oh, he owns the comic. Okay.
Oh, okay. In the comic, there's like a huge fight for the Infinity Gauntlet once it comes off, and I really hope we get to see that in the movie. I really hope we get to see different people get the gauntlet for just a moment.
Yeah, that would be cool. We got a bit of a precursor to that when they were fighting for it before the snap. So
Yeah.
Okay, let me go into my space story. So the New Horizon probe has just sent back the first real shots of Ultima Thule, which is a 21-mile-long rock, or planetesimal, which is what it's called in the scientific terms.
A planetesimal?
A planetesimal.
Okay.
Deep in the reaches of our solar system, and now the most distant object ever visited up close by mankind. The principal investigator of the mission, Alan Stern, called the accomplishment a technical success beyond anything attempted before spaceflight. Ultima Thule is as early... I've never heard that word before.
Oculation?
No, it's occultation.
Huh.
Occultation. I love learning new words live.
Occultation.
Yeah, occultation.
Occultation. I'm trying so hard, Remington. Occultation.
Let me zoom in a little bit so I can actually read the definition there. And Ultima Thule, as early occultation studies suggested, and we just had to look up the word occultation to figure out what the fuck it meant.
What does it mean?
It is the passage of one celestial body in front of another, thus hiding the other from view. Applied especially to the moons coming between an observer and a star or planet.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So, Ultima Thule is, as early occultation studies suggested, with remarkable success, what's called a contact binary object, composed of two individual objects fused together, likely through impact billions of years ago. And it is the first ever object or contact binary object photographed up close. This article is from TechCrunch.com. It goes on to say this is like candy for planet scientists. Learning about the creation and characteristics of this interesting type of object is a chance decades, nay centuries, in expectation. NASA Ames's Jeff Moore says, we think what we're looking at is perhaps the most primitive object that has yet been seen by any spacecraft, and may represent a class of objects that are the oldest and most primitive objects that can be seen anywhere in the solar system.
Wow.
He is the lead on New Horizons for geology and geophysics. So we have a graphic here that I'm going to show. Live to the chat, but if you want to check out the graphic yourself, I will link it in the article or in the show notes below. Oh, shit. Wrong command. So for those of you in the live show, you can see on the screen here a graphic of the formation of Ultima Thule, what they believe happened. About 4.5 billion years ago, a rotating cloud of small icy bodies started to coalesce. Eventually, two larger bodies remain, Ultima and Thule, and they started orbiting around each other as other debris gets thrown out. This is what we see in the second picture for those listening. And then the third picture, we see the two pieces merging together with the center of the mass being slightly to the left on Ultima.
Yeah.
Ultima and Thule slowly spiraled closer until they touch, forming the bilobed object we still see today. It's formed of two lobes, the larger and smaller of which are named Ultima and Thule, respectively, which likely accredited individually in the earliest... which likely accreted individually in the earliest days of the solar system, then entered each other's influence and eventually encountered one another, fusing. This guy's wordier than I am when he writes.
Seriously. It's an interesting story, though.
Yeah. But Ultima Thule was chosen as the next target just before the New Horizons buzzed Pluto, not because it's particularly interesting in itself, but because every object out there is interesting.
Very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
Thanks for the alert, Chris. But Ultima Thule was chosen as the next target just before New Horizons buzzed Pluto, not because it's particularly interesting in itself, but because every object out there is interesting. We've never been up close to one. Instead, this particular rock, called MU69, when it was first identified by the Hubble during a frantic 2-week search, happened to be something that the probe could swing by with minimal fuel expenditure. The article goes on to say. Principal investigator of the mission, Alan Stern, says, as the principal investigator, I'll say I'm surprised that more or less picking up one Kuiper Belt object out of the hat, we were able to get such a winner as this. That's going to revolutionize our knowledge of planetary science. So, yeah, it's a real. There's quite a bit more to the story. There's graphics, but I thought it was really neat space news to talk about. I actually wanted to touch on it a few weeks ago because the approach to Ultima Thule.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite get the chance to, but we were light on news today, so I figured I'd revisit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I like this story a lot.
So I won't bore you with the rest of it. If you want to find out more, click in the show notes below. I try my best to get links out there for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a quick pee break myself.
Okay.
So if chat, you want to light up and chit chat with Brandon, feel free to. And I will switch it back over to the live stream.
Quick pee break myself. It's kind of basic, but I love Spider-Man. I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse yet, like Rim and I were talking about, but I'm a Spider-Man guy. Spider-Man and Wolverine. Not the old man Logan Wolverine, but like the 90s yellow blue costume Wolverine I really enjoyed. But yeah, Spider-Man, really, Peter Parker Spider-Man. I like the Superior Spider-Man storyline a lot where Doc Ock took over. I thought that was really well done. What about you? Yeah, and see, I've never read anything Miles Morales. But I mean, anybody who likes him really likes him as a character. Is there a certain issue I should start off with? Because he was in the Ultimates, wasn't he? Or wasn't he Ultimate Spider-Man? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So would that be a good place to pick up if I wanted to read about Ultimate, or if I wanted to read Miles Morales? Yeah, I wish I owned a PS4. I would love to play that game. I'm an Xbox One guy. Everybody's talking about how good the PS4 Spider-Man game is.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I have a Gears of War I can play. Xbox One, Halo.
But Halo is so good. I'd love to play Halo.
Yeah.
I would love to play Halo. I wish they had it for PC. Like the newer ones.
Do they not?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's surprising. I figured it would be a Play Anywhere title.
I think the original Halo you can get for PC. And maybe Halo 2.
I mean, Captain Marvel's pretty much god tier, isn't she? Or are you talking god tier like Ego Living Planet style god tier?
Yeah, Galactus, etc.
I think an intro to Galactus would be really cool. Especially now that we're going to see Fantastic Four at some point in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies.
Like in the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, don't they decide in the comic? It's been a while since I read it. Don't they decide to just kind of stay out of it, or do they get involved? Because I know he has to go through and like challenges a bunch of people to contests to get the Infinity Gauntlets, or to get the gems off of them. But I can't remember if the gods stay out of it or not. I've never seen Doctor Strange all the way, but I recently watched I didn't realize it was a meme, Dormammu, I've Come to Bargain.
Oh, really?
Have you seen that?
Uh-uh.
There's a scene in the movie, I guess, spoiler for Doctor Strange. He uses the time stone and he gets like he sticks himself in a loop where he can't defeat Dormammu, so he comes to bargain with him. And he appears and he's like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain, and Dormammu just kills him.
Oh, really?
And then as soon as he kills him, he just appears again. He's like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. And he just kills him over and over and over until Dormammu's like, what is this? What's going on? And Doctor Strange is like, you're in a time loop. I can't defeat you, but I've got you kind of time loop. So for the rest of time, immemorial, it's going to be me coming and saying, I've come to bargain, you killing me appearing again until you decide to actually bargain with me and leave Earth alone.
So it's dick move.
Yeah, so it's just Dormammu, I've come to bargain, and you see him like he gets impaled, he gets exploded, just over and over, and then Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
That's funny. Dormammu, I wouldn't think is a god. He's just a demon. Ultimate, or like a very powerful demon, isn't he?
I think so. I think he's like a magic user of some kind, at least.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with comics, though. I read what I read, and that's about it. Like, as far as actual tertiary characters in the Marvel Universe go, I'm so bad.
Yeah. Definitely stay out of it until Thanos gets too cocky. Most definitely, how do you think they'll tie in the X-Men?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I think maybe they'll start dropping hints about mutants because they haven't been able to use the word mutant.
Yeah.
I think they'll drop a hint or somebody will say something about mutants.
Which is why they kind of cannibalize the... what did they do for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Not mutants, what they call them. Oh, I definitely think Dormammu would give Thanos trouble. Not so much if he had the Infinity Gauntlet, though. Because Thanos is one of those characters, like I love the idea of the one comic that you talked about where Thanos puts a way to defeat him in his plan.
Yeah.
Like he's constantly... It's all, one of the things to keep in mind about Thanos is that he is in love with death.
Yeah, which they totally skipped over in the Marvel movies. Because that would have been a weird...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how they would have managed to work that in.
Yeah. But in the comics, Thanos is hopelessly in love with death. The physical embodiment of death, which is apparently a female skeleton.
Yes.
So... the idea that Thanos puts a way to defeat him into all of his plans, partially because he wants to die so he can be with death.
Mm.
So, but there's a whole lot of storyline that goes along with that.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
A whole lot. So, I'm a little scratchy today. Hugh Jackman being in Avengers 4? No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay.
So there's been a rumor, Remington.
Sorry. I didn't mean you had a good... Just do that again. I'm sorry.
You son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. We're getting back into the podcast. We'll jump into chat here in a couple minutes. Go ahead.
So there's been a rumor, Remington, that Hugh Jackman is going to be in Avengers 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, through Google searches.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly how it works, but basically you can look at what's Google searched.
Yeah.
And Hugh Jackman Avengers 4 suddenly spiked all of a sudden, which have led people to believe there's a reason that somebody is searching Hugh Jackman Avengers 4 so much.
Yeah.
Which leads people to believe that he is going to be in Avengers 4 in an unyet named role.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible, you know. He is no stranger to the superhero world.
Mm.
He has stated that he is no longer going to be Wolverine.
Yeah, but he said after Logan, he said that he would come back for the right role.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's fair. I mean, he's hands down the best choice for Wolverine ever.
Oh, yeah. He was impressive as Wolverine to me.
Absolutely. But yeah, even if he didn't come back, if he played something else in Avengers, keep in mind that who's James Bond?
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig had a stormtrooper role,
Oh yeah, that's right.
you know? So there's no reason why Hugh Jackman can't come in and be a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you picking up what I'm putting down.
Just like Tom Cruise in Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly. No, not Tom
not
Cruise.
Matt Damon.
No, not
No.
Matt Damon either.
Daniel Radcliffe.
keep going.
Brad Pitt.
There you go.
I got there.
Yeah. For the record, Ryan Reynolds did not ever respond to our plea to be on our podcast.
I didn't figure he would.
I'm not shocked, but I am disappointed.
Yes.
I'm disappointed in you, Ryan.
He's listening right now and he just shed a tear
This is
onto $1 billion bill.
This was a prime chance for you to be on the illustrious Dueling Ogres. But you passed it by. Passed it by, man.
You missed out. You made a big mistake.
Yep.
Big.
Something you will
Huge.
regret for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life.
He's going to be on his deathbed and like, why didn't I just go on that podcast?
Yeah. Oh well.
One last.
C'est la guerre.
time. So yeah, Wolverine, Avengers 4, that would be awesome.
Confirmed.
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 You heard
Dueling
it here
Ogres.
first.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
We have no information to back that up. We're just saying it's going to happen.
Stranger Things 3, because we need to start wrapping this up.
Yeah,
friend.
for sure.
Stranger Things 3 will premiere on July 4th
Okay.
of this year.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for that. I watched the second season. I did not watch the first season.
So you've pretty much caught up then.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'll catch it as soon as it comes out. I'm sure
the
I'll
only
devour
thing
it.
the only thing from what I understand that I really missed out on was Barb dying.
Yeah. Which
So,
was like,
whatever.
people made such a huge deal out of Barb dying.
Yeah.
Finally, what I have, lots of unused footage of Carrie Fisher from The Force Awakens and Last Jedi will be pieced together for episode 9.
Oh wow.
So she is in episode 9, and they've said that they have plenty of footage and they're not using outtakes.
Yeah.
They're using actual footage of things they filmed. It's
Yeah.
a little repetitive there. Footage of things they filmed.
yeah.
They have actual footage of her that they can piece together.
Okay. Well. One last hurrah for Carrie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not like, Luke, it's good to see you.
Yeah, I doubt that it would be. They can do some pretty amazing things with autotune nowadays. So.
They're like on a spaceship and they're like, what do you think, General Leia? And then it cuts to her, but she's just dressed as Carrie Fisher and she's like cooking eggs for breakfast. And she's like, huh? What are you doing in my house?
I was watching some people hate on the Star Wars, the new Star Wars franchise, the Rian Johnson Star Wars stuff, and seeing the thank you for the biddies, Trojan. That's much appreciated, man. Oh, I like 100 biddies. That is a whole $1, Brandon.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
yeah. And Mango with the Prime sub. Thank you so much. Jeez.
We're getting some love.
Got the love tonight. Nice. Thank you guys. So yeah, I was watching some Star Wars hate, and like I was watching people talk about interviews with Rian Johnson, and then seeing
Carrie Fisher.
no Luke.
Mark Hamill.
Yes, thank you. God, wow.
My brain
fart.
stopped for a second too. I was like, oh no.
Shit, what was his name? What's his name? The Joker.
They're going to take our podcast card away.
And seeing him sitting next to Rian Johnson as he talks about things, and then seeing excerpts where he's alone, where Mark is alone talking about, the direction that Rian went with Luke. And it looks like it hurts him. And it looks like he checks out a lot when he's talking about it. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Go watch some Mark Hamill interviews talking about Luke and the role and what Rian Johnson did with it. And I saw the blue milk or the green milk, him milking the
yeah.
And I was so I didn't know what anybody was talking about until I actually saw it, and I was so taken aback.
By just that scene, or
Like, just that scene, but then compounding with everything else, just the bits and pieces that I've seen that people have thrown together for the character.
of what they did to Luke.
Yeah, of what they
Yeah.
did to Luke. I don't know, man. It hurts my soul.
Yeah, I enjoyed Last Jedi,
Yeah,
but they really fucked up with Luke's character.
yeah,
I just don't know why. Even going back to The Force Awakens, and we've had this, we're going to retread this topic because I
Yeah.
got to retread it now.
yeah,
Everybody wanted to see another Star Wars movie. Everybody was like, fuck yeah, we love Luke and we love Leia and we love Han and Chewie. Yeah, fuck yeah, let's see them all together.
yeah,
So then they come in and they're like, hey guys, guess what? We're making a new Star Wars movie. And it's not going to have any of those characters in it until like halfway through. And they're going to be all old and shitty and unlikable.
yeah.
And you know how Han and Leia had like this happy ending at the end? Yeah. Well, they're not going to be together anymore.
Yeah.
So forget all of that.
Yeah,
And Luke's going to he's not going to say anything in the first film at all.
yeah,
And then the second film, he's going to be all pissy and just
Whiny
and you're
and-
going to hate him because he's just going to be a shithead.
yeah,
And then Carrie Fisher's going to have some dumb stuff happen to her. And we're going to kill off Han Solo too.
yeah. It was like, what I didn't get is, Luke in the first movies started off as a young whiny kid. That's how it was played.
Yeah.
There was character development through the movies. He was not that by the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Flash forward 30 years, 40 years, however long it took to get to where we are now, and he's the same whiny fucking kid that he was before. He learned nothing. Like,
Yeah.
that's the stuff that I saw. And barring I haven't seen the movie, but just indignant and whiny and upset that his life didn't turn out the way he wanted. That is not indicative of a Jedi Master.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to go see. I will make myself watch it at some point because I have to. But I don't know if I'll enjoy any bit of it.
Yeah. You need to watch it though.
Yeah.
Because you just seeing stuff with Luke out of context might have swayed your opinion a little bit.
True. And I
Because
realize that, which is
he's
one of the
not-
reasons why I have to watch it.
He's not always like that.
Yeah.
And there's reasons to it with him running the Jedi Temple
Yeah.
and the kids and Kylo Ren turning evil and
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. So there's more to it than that.
Yeah, and I understand that he's kind of sore because of the whole Kylo Ren thing. Like, I get that.
Did it show the scene where he's almost considers killing a child Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
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 Like,
Again,
our hero, ladies and gentlemen, Luke Skywalker.
yeah, not indicative of a Jedi Master.
Yeah.
The worst we ever see that is when Sam Jackson, what was the character?
Mace Windu.
Mace Windu. When we see Mace Windu try to kill Palpatine,
Yeah.
and Anakin is right, that's not something you would necessarily do as a Jedi Master. Because at the time, there was no proof really to show that Palpatine was, he was unarmed, he was cowering. You don't kill somebody who is relinquishing themselves or prostrating themselves to
Yeah.
you. Granted, Palpatine took control of that situation.
He took immediate advantage.
Yeah,
and
he did- yeah,
electrocuted
there
him
we
out
go.
the window.
Exactly. But Anakin was not wrong
Mhm.
either. Instead of killing him, he should have tried to subdue him and take him to custody.
And Mace Windu would have been in the right to kill him. That would have been a chaotic good move.
Yeah. As far as chaotic good, yes, it would have been.
And the Jedi are lawful good, by and
Exactly.
large.
Yeah. So it would go against the lawful good side of things, but it would still fit within the chaotic good.
Yeah.
Back when Star Wars came out, they thought it was a joke. No one cared about the movie. Now it's a huge phenomenon. That's not entirely true. It very quickly became a fan favorite to adults everywhere. So it was not really, it was kind of billed, or a lot of people try to bill it as a child's movie. It was not a children's movie. It was not billed as a children's movie back in the 70s.
Yeah.
It was a space fantasy. You know, it wasn't science fiction. It was a fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
But it was there. Part of it is a few of the actors didn't really want to play the parts.
Like, didn't Alec Guinness hate it?
Yeah, Alec Guinness hated the film, but he did it, and he was a great actor in it because he was Sir Alec Guinness.
Yeah.
That's what you did as an actor back in the days. You did your part. Harrison Ford. A lot of people think they killed off Han Solo because Harrison Ford wants to make another Indiana Jones movie. Harrison Ford never liked being Han Solo. And you can see that whenever people talk to him in interviews about being Han Solo. He doesn't really care for the role.
Yeah.
He wanted to be killed off in the first film. He asked George Lucas if he could be killed off in the first film, and George said, no, I'm not going to kill you off. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why he was frozen. I mean, it's well-known trivia at this point why he was frozen in carbonite in the second one is they didn't know if he was going to come back for the third film or not.
Yeah, so they had an out, but it made enough money that Harrison came back, I imagine.
Yeah.
So, and that's the reason why he did the franchise still today, because I guarantee you
money talks.
Because I guarantee you Disney was like, here is millions of dollars. Please come play Han. And he's like, well, it's Disney. Can't go wrong there. So, but yeah. I don't know. I like going back to it. I'm not particularly excited about it. We'll do one last story and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay. A new game console is on the way to compete with the Xbox and the PlayStation. But the exact specs have not been confirmed yet. This is from GameSpot. Slightly Mad Studios CEO Ian Bell has revealed that the company is developing a standalone console. Exact hardware and software specs have not been announced yet, but Bell has provided a few details. The first mention of the console came via Twitter when Bell tweeted, "The Madbox is coming." Bell told Variety that Madbox will probably release in about 3 years and support up to 120 frames per second for virtual reality play. It will support, quote, "It will support most major VR headsets and those upcoming..." I was going to say an Apple gaming console, please no. Quote, "It will support most major VR headsets and those upcoming, as well as specs will be equivalent to a very fast PC 2 years from now." We're in early talks with manufacturers of components, so we can't say much more right now other than we have designs spec'd out in detail. When it comes to games on the console, Bell wrote, "We think exclusives are exclusionary, but given that we'll be shipping a cross-platform engine to all developers, it will be their choice. As of now, we have no plans to pay developers incentives to exclude other hardware vendors." He further explained that Slightly Mad Studios thinks the industry is a little too much of a monopoly or a micro-oligopoly, and that the Madbox aims to bring some healthy competition to the console race, which for years has pretty much been exclusively a three-way battle between Microsoft, PlayStation, and Nintendo.
Yeah.
So the article continues on for just a couple more paragraphs, but what do you think of that? Are you excited about the idea of a new console that could compete with the Xbox, the PlayStation, the Switch, etc., or whatever may come 2 years down the road?
Oh yeah, I'm always excited to hear about more competition for things that I love.
Yeah.
If it's just going to be spec'd like a computer and it's not going to have any exclusives, I don't see what the point is.
Yeah. So are you a fan of exclusives?
Not particularly a fan. Like, I was bemoaning earlier that I can't play Spider-Man because I don't own a PS4, which
True.
I think is bullshit.
Yeah.
And people who own PS4s can't play what little exclusives Xbox has.
Yeah.
But exclusives are what sells systems.
True.
I want to buy a PS4 specifically for Spider-Man and God of War.
Yeah.
So without exclusives, why are people going to buy your console? What's the selling point?
Yeah. And it sounds like the VR is the selling point.
Yeah.
The ability to play with whatever VR system you prefer. VR has come to a point where, you are not even tethered in some instances, where you have a battery pack belt and everything just fits nicely into your stuff. And they continue to improve upon those systems.
Oh, yeah.
So,
do you think VR is still going to be the future?
I don't know. Having not experienced one of those VR headsets myself, past, slipping your phone into a thing and getting faux VR,
which is cool.
Yeah, but I've yet to have one that really works well for me. Partially because my phone is an odd shape, partially because it's a little too close to my eyes, and the set that I have, because I do have a set of those goggles, or whatever you want to call them. The dial for the lens for it isn't quite enough to get it lined up for me, and I've got near perfect, I've got near 20/20 vision.
Yeah.
Like, I have a little bit of farsightedness, if I remember correctly, but no astigmatism, nothing else that I am aware of. So, granted, it's been about 20 years since I've been to the eye doctor, but I don't really have a whole lot of problem reading something from far away or close up.
Yeah.
So, that's bold for another company to come try to compete with what are the giants of gaming. They're finally releasing Kingdom Hearts 3 for PS4 and Xbox. That's cool. If they can make VR wireless, maybe. And like I said, they do have some wireless VR systems out there. They are already out and on the market.
Yeah.
But
any of the major competitors, though, you still have to stay tethered.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I think it would be interesting, but I think you might to have this new system out, but it may end up just being another Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Where Dreamcast was a fucking awesome system ahead of its time, but it just never really caught on.
It sounds like right now the guy just has a wish list.
Yeah.
It's going to be as fast as the fastest computers in 2 years, and it's going to play VR at 120 frames a second.
Yeah.
And it's going to have this and that and the other.
Yeah.
He's still in talks with manufacturers right now for chipsets and stuff.
Yeah.
He said he hasn't sent out any developmental software yet for games.
Yeah. It's a pipe dream.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a pipe dream that could potentially be a reality, but at the moment it's, you just don't know. All sorts of things could fall out from under that and cause the tower to topple.
Yeah.
So, but I think that wraps us up. You're all done?
Yep, I'm all done.
Good. It's a terrible way to end an episode.
Are you all done?
Are you done? I'm done. We're done. And Sega went bankrupt. Yeah, they did. But I don't think that's really what killed the Dreamcast. Yeah, it is. So thank you all so much for listening. If you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can actually call us with your telephones or mobile devices. Or payphones if you still have one sitting around your city somewhere.
Yeah, call us from a payphone.
That would be fucking sweet. Yeah, they still exist. You have to look for them, but they exist.
Mm-hmm.
By dialing 978-DU-OGRES, that's 978-386-4737. You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres, email us at duelingogres@gmail.com, or leave a comment on the Facebook page like these nice people. Brandon, go!
We had 2 comments this last week.
Okay.
One from Nega Larry who says, "My dudes, updates and startup have been vastly improved by putting in SSDs in laptop and desktops. Do it."
Yes.
You have an SSD in yours. I don't have an SSD in mine. Although when I get my gaming computer hooked back up, I'm going to put an SSD in there.
Yeah.
At least like 120 gig just to put my OS on.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason not to put your OS on a solid state.
Yeah, the prices are so low for them now. It's crazy.
Especially. In fact, my operating system is not on one of the what's the form factor? Is it 3
2.25
2 and a
or
quarter
2.5.
2.5, is that what it is?
Mhm.
Mine's not even on that. It's on one of those M.2 or M.2 drives.
Yeah.
Yeah. That plugs directly into the motherboard. Not through SATA.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So you get a little more bandwidth out of that if you get the right drive.
Does your computer have pretty quick load times? Like when you turn it on, does it load up pretty quick?
Yeah, it does. And I have quite a number of other things that start up.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty quick compared to the shit that I have that starts up with my computers. So.
We also had a comment from Viscount's Terry W. Irvin II, who says, "Rem, most universities seem to be all about money and less about students, other than what money they can bring to the university's coffers. Caring about your experience and ability to maneuver through their maze? Not so much, unless it affects their bottom line.
Yeah.
Brandon, you need to break out a unique dance move on your live stream so you can cash in on it later when some video game or movie franchise attempts to co-opt it." I will actually work on a dance move so I can do it on stream here.
Good, do it.
"And for your pleasure, a Bonnie Tyler song worked into a TV series that Rim has mediocre feelings about." And then we have "I Need a Hero."
Yeah.
Official Babylon 5 music video.
I need a hero.
Dude, there's a scene in Saints Row 3 where you have to go rescue like this main character that's been kidnapped.
Yeah.
And you have to go from one end of the map to the other pretty much. And it plays "I Need a Hero" the entire time. And it is fucking fantastic. The Saints Row series is so good.
That's funny.
Because you're just being hit with waves after waves of people that you're crashing through to try to get to the Statue of Liberty on time to save this person who's tied up at the torch of the Statue of Liberty.
That's awesome. I haven't played any of the Saints Row stuff.
They're worth checking out, especially 3.
Make sure to subscribe on our website at duelingogres.com for new shows. Blah, blah, blah. For new shows and articles pertaining to some of your favorite geek news. We actually, I've got some. I've mentioned it before, but I've got a couple articles in the coffers that we have yet to publish. I need to send them to you,
Okay.
so you can do it.
Okay.
I'm doing a lot of other things.
Yeah.
So, and then also Rain actually sent us a couple of sample articles. So if you want to check them out and see if the writing is
Yeah, I read them already.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool. So yeah, whatever. Maybe we can get Rain to write something.
Yeah.
So yeah, go over to the website and check that out. If you want to watch us live, check us out at twitch.tv/duelingogres. The people who are live in our chat would appreciate having you come along and watch us as well. Again, we will go live Tuesdays or Wednesdays, not and or. Tuesdays or Wednesdays, depending on when we can actually get together to do it.
Yeah.
So
we try to be as consistent as possible, but even that consistency has some inconsistencies to it.
Yeah, absolutely it does. And finally, be sure to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes because it helps to boost us higher on the cool kids list. Or check us out on YouTube where you can find the audio and the video version. I've been putting them both up because fuck me, that's why.
Exactly.
iHeartRadio or nearly anywhere else you can find a podcast. Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify.
Pandora has podcasts now too. We should look into how do we get on that.
Oh, really? Do they? I'll have to look. Yep. See if we have it on there too. Because if they're pulling from the iTunes catalog, then we're already on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe Pandora.
Maybe even Pandora. We'll check that out and see. So until next week, ogres, keep your clubs blunt
and your tusks sharp.
Good night.
I need a hero.
Bye, Manga Kid.
Are the mics still on?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just waving like an idiot. We need to do an after show. We need to get started early enough that we can do an after show.
Yeah. Or you just need to quit being such a pussy bitch about it and stay for an after show.
Did I look sufficiently shocked?
Yeah. He's like, how dare you? Did you just say that to me live? Is there anybody on the raid? The podcast is just over. I'm looking to see if there's anybody to raid. Or at least switch a host to. I don't know how many people we have in the thing to send over. So. Thank you. Okay, y'all. So we're going to send a host over to Kill a Scout. He is playing some Fratnat. He is our Scottish streamer across the pond for Lurk Squad. Oh, Brandon, he gave you a clip. Hold on. Oh, that's good shit. That's
Perfect.
good shit. Thank you very, very much. That's good. It's good to get clips. I'd love to get more clips for sure. I imagine it's hard to clip the podcast, especially because you're not necessarily watching it, you know?
Yeah.
Even if you are watching it live, you might just throw it up in the background while you're going to do some other things. Because it's a podcast. The Farmer in the Dell. The Farmer in the Dell.
In the Dell.
Hi ho the Dario, the Farmer in the Dell. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stop the stream and host Killer Scout. Thank you all so much for sticking around the chat. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.